I have made a couple of digi kits to make some little specimen shadow boxes. So let's make one. So this is the, let me put this guy out of the way here. Ugh. Okay, so this is the shadow box template that comes with both of the kits, and there are two templates on each one. Not that you need two necessarily. I don't know why I put two on here. Maybe if you're going to be crafting with a friend or a daughter or a son or a niece or a grandma, and everybody wants their own template. Well, there's two on a page. So all I'm going to do is cut out the template. So we have a base and we have a lid, and there are lots of things that you could make the box out of. So this is just some black heavy cardstock, so that's an option. This is some of that scrapbook paper that I was choosing for the back of the bookcase, and this is craft cardstock. The black shows up the different things in there very well, but don't think that you have to go with black, because I don't think that's particularly necessary. I'm gonna make one with the black just because, I don't know, I want to. All I'm gonna do is hold the template up against my material here. And I'm going to grab my scoreboard, which is very dirty. I need to put this in the sink and wash it. And then I'm going to take also the lid, and I'll cut one of these out as well. Now I'm just going to put the template on top of the material, and I'm just going to lay it down here, and I'm going to score on the lines where it shows these dotted lines. Now you're going to have to shift it around a little bit because they're not going to actually line up on score lines. Some of them will, but two of them will and two of them won't, I think, is at least how it works with me. All these lines get scored on the base. This is some really, really, really heavy cardstock. It's 110 pound, which is a little excessive, if I'm going to be honest. But it's all I have in black at the moment. And then if you have to go over, if you're using this thick stuff like I'm doing, you may have to go over the score lines after you've marked them. Okay, that's better. Put that aside. Now for this, the base, all we do is we make cuts. This will be on the instruction sheet. So there's a template sheet and then there's an instruction sheet. This is the cuts that you make, are just these little 4 cuts, just to those score lines on top and bottom. And you can use double-sided tape, you can use glue, whatever you would like. And I just fold all these in ahead of time. And then you can grab glue or, like I said, tape, whatever you'd like, and the glue goes on the back side of these little tabs that we just cut. So on the back side of those, because we pinch in the sides and then we fold up this end, and then that makes your little box corners. Now I will fold this one up and just pinch those. So there's the base. That's as easy as it is. And then for the lid, you can also mark this, or you can cut through it, because we're going to cut a window. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut through it. I'm going to hold this straight edge up against those cut lines. And inevitably, you have to fix the corners. Now, if you save this little piece, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of transparency film, and you can use any kind of acetate. If you don't have transparency film, just look around the house. They put acetate on all kinds of packaging materials. If you have to, you could probably even use a Ziploc bag, so something clear. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little rectangle out that I just cut, and I'm going to just make a little slice around it about 1/8 of an inch bigger. So I'm just going to make it just a little bit bigger than the cutout was, because now we're going to fold this and this. But if you see inside here the score lines on either side, you just don't want to get past those little score lines, because this is your frame, and you just want it to fit on the back side where that rectangle just came out of, because this will be your little shadow box window. You don't even have to have acetate. It just, I don't know, it just adds a little extra. But just the shadow box itself, even without the acetate, is adorable. And if you get glue on your acetate, you can wipe it off with a t-shirt. It usually rubs right off when it's dry. And now I'm just going to finish folding on those score lines. So on this, the glue goes on this little flap, and it actually goes on the side, the outside, the pretty side, because it gets folded under, so where you're not going to see it. When doing these little flaps, I like to make sure that I get adhesive all the way to that fold line. All the way to that fold line. And then this way, that corner is nice and neat, and there's not a big gap opening, because there's plenty of glue all the way to that edge. And then the box should slip right in. So in order to fill the box, you have two different options. There are two different kits, depending on what it is you want to do. So one of the kits has a variety of specimen plates. So there are bird eggs, and here is some sea life. Those are shells. I did pears. There are moths and dragonflies and the other one is somewhere. There's also a pair of ferns. What's cool about these is you just, you pop them in here like that. That's all you do. And you can glue that down, of course, but then you have this little shadow box looking specimen. You can, if you want, grab these. You can ink around the edge if you'd like, if you wanna. These are the super simple, quick, adorable. So there's a whole page of these that come with the template to make the little shadow box. The other kit is a little bit more involved. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I've already been cutting on it, so pardon the mess. So the other one is a whole page of butterflies and moths with little handwritten specimen labels. And then there are 4 background antiqued paper. And this is what I have been doing. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edge. And then I'm going to pick out 3 butterflies or moths. And you just cut around the edge. Look at this. I have regular scissors and not the Mongo scissors, because we all know how wonderful I am at fuzzy cutting. Don't worry if you leave a little bit of white on the edge, because of this. And this is just some cheapo acrylic paint. And I'm going to fold this in half so that the wings fold in toward themselves, so that they're more of a 3D wings. And then I'll just flatten it back out. I just wanted to go ahead and get that scored. And you don't have to use black paint. You could also use distress ink. But what I'm going to do is I just put a little bit of black on the back so that it's not stark white. And so even though it's in a shadow box, I don't want any white showing. So I'm just dry brushing some black on the edges as well, just to hide that white edge. Just take care not to paint the front of your butterfly or your moth. And so then the black is hidden, and the white is hidden by just a little bit of the black, and then it won't be able to show. It'll throw a nice shadow. So I have 2 there. Let me grab one more. And there are all kinds of colors in here. There's orange and yellow and blue and green and brown and spotted and striped, and yeah. So I tried to make a nice variety. There are a dozen different kinds of butterflies, and then there are 2 of each of those. So there's 24 butterflies on a page that gets printed out. You can mix and match as you'd like. Okay, so I think I'm going to do maybe the blue one needs to be in the middle. Maybe like this. Maybe like here. Ooh, wow, you're far away. Why don't you come in a little closer? Okay. So I think I'm going to do the little tealy green one up at the tippity top, and then the blue one in the middle. So I'm just going to take some of the art glitter glue and put some back here where I folded the wings together. And I just kind of guesstimate the center-ish. And I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of hold it down in the middle. And when that art glitter glue dries, you'll be able to mess around with the wings a little bit more if you want. Okay, and now let me take this little green one, and this is more of a moth, I believe, and just put some glue back here, not just on the fold, but a little bit on either side as well. So this one can go up here. Oops. Stay. And press that down with the bone folder. And then this one. And it doesn't take long for the glitter glue, the art glitter glue without glitter in it, to dry. So this is what we have so far, and see the black paint on the back just kind of gives it a little bit of so that you don't see any white on the back. So, you know, like a dead giveaway there, because everybody knows that you have miniature butterflies. Okay, so, and the next thing you can do is you can pick out some of the little scientific handwritten labels if you choose to do so, because who wouldn't? So there's the little handwritten labels. And you can absolutely, definitely, totally ink the edges if you really, really, really want to make a mess. I highly encourage it. So you can ink these. You can do what we did with the black paint and just dry brush some on just to give the edges some dimension. You can. I would have digitally placed these on the background paper. I just think by cutting them out and gluing them on, you kind of glue them on a little bit crooked, and if the butterflies aren't exactly in the exact spot, it doesn't matter, because you get to put the label wherever you want to put the label. And what else are you going to do anyway? It's not like you can just go to Target and wander around for 3 hours and then wonder what happened to $200 of stuff that you didn't need. Stuff that you piled in the car and took it home, and you got home and you put it all away and you thought, what did I buy? I couldn't even tell you what I bought except for paper towels. Yes, the struggle is real, my friends. Another thing you can do, but do it before you put the butterflies on, would be to ink the edge of the card. So just FYI. Do as I say, do as I suggest, not as I do, because I just thought of it. Yeah, I forgot. So I'm just going to take one of these little scientific labels, specimen labels, and put some glue on the back of it. And I'm just gonna plop it underneath one of, or to the bottom and the right of one of those. And put that one there. Now I'm going to put these pages in a PDF file. And PDF files are super easy to print from. I'm going to put a link where I show how to print from a PDF file. And what's nice about a PDF file is you can pretty much guarantee that your print will come out the size that you want it to. So just saying, sometimes that's a great thing. Still waiting, Bill Gates, for you to fix my problem. I know you're working on antiviral stuff right now, so you get a respite. I won't bug you. right now about my printing issue. So far there is the butterflies with the little labels on them.